Just
Okay.
go on.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Now, can I be seen? I think I needed to pull out my image so that we focus on what is important. Shiro, can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. And the
How do I
screen.
pull back out my okay? I
No,
need
I
to.
can see a screen written slide 1 of 8.
Yeah, because I really just wanted us to focus on the screen. And a most warm welcome, Nancy, all the way from the US. I can see you're here. I hope you can hear me, Nancy. How are you? Hi. Say hi to us, Nancy. I'm so proud to have you on this call. So social media really works, guys. So anyway, once again, Shiro, thank you so much for that very beautiful presentation. And thank you guys for turning up in numbers. It's very encouraging. So tonight, I'm going to start a training program that will be running every Tuesday. And the importance of this program is basically to help us understand the space we are in, and to help us understand how we can build a successful business that will outlive us. Because we all know that most of us have been involved in many programs, and we always get into these programs with a lot of zeal and excitement and full of energy. But somehow the energy fizzles out because a lot of challenges come along our way, and sometimes we don't know how exactly to deal with the challenges. Sometimes the challenges could be as a result of lack of proper knowledge and understanding and information about the industry we are in, or maybe could be we haven't developed the skill that is required to help us build a sustainable business in this space. And therefore, we felt the need to come up with a training program. We will have different training programs that will be running our businesses and our lives, and basically to just equip us and empower us so that we can not just do this for short-term gains, but we can do this as a sustainable business model that we can hand over to our children. So today being the introductory day, I would just basically do the introduction into the course and maybe just set the expectations of what you can be looking forward into. And of course, as time unfolds, we are going to try and build and get as much knowledge as possible to keep our people updated and to keep our people well equipped. So welcome to the fourth revolution. This is basically the advanced training program or module. And every Monday, just so that I don't forget, we shall be having a beginners training program or the beginners module, which will be facilitated by one of us by the name Shiko. And basically that program will be taking care of every new beginner, because you know the importance of onboarding people in the right way, so that when they come, they get equipped with all the basic skills or the basic tools that they need. So please make sure anytime you onboard a person, you make sure they are plugged in on Monday, and then on Tuesday, this will be beneficial for all of us. And of course, we cannot forget to hang out with Simon on Sunday, because he works on our minds. He panel beats us so that we can prepare our mind. Like Shiro has just said, you don't want to get to a place where you're making money and then the money becomes a problem for you. We want you to be able to make the money and put the money in the rightful use. So allow me to give you the course outline of what you can expect on this particular program that will be running on Tuesdays. And we're going to cover various aspects. And the first one that we shall try to delve into is basically understanding our business model. And tonight, I hope I can be able to at least cover that. Maybe even if I don't exhaust all of it, at least I can set a foundation for you to start understanding exactly the model of the business we are in, because that is very important for you to be able to sustain yourself in this space. And then we are going to look at the importance of defining your business expectations. Basically, you know, they say any road leads you, any road will lead you anywhere. Now, we do not want to be in a road that leads us anywhere. We want to be in a road that leads us where we want to go. And for us to get there, we must define what exactly are we looking for? Now, we must be very clear in our minds. What is it that why are we in this business or in this space in the first place? So we shall look at that in details, and we shall look at various models or various decisions that many people have have taken, and we will try and analyze the successful people who have been able to build a successful business in whatever industry. What are the key characteristics that define those people, so that you can borrow from them, and we can try and incorporate what works and what doesn't work, so that we can be very specific where we want to go. Because when you're sure where you want to go, then I'm telling you, everything will line up in your advantage. Now, the other thing we shall look at is the importance of time. And for me, this is so critical, because a lot of times you get to have people in your business, structure, or in your business organization, who give up on day one. And the question you must ask yourself is, which business do people start and they become instant millionaires? Is that even practically possible? Is it even realistic? Is it even the kind of a business you want to be in? Unless you're gambling, because gambling, you just need to win a ticket, and that ticket puts you in the millionaire circle. And we all know those kind of businesses where people make instant money, the money just disappears as instantly as it comes in. So why should people take importance of time? For me, time is one of the most important resources that you will ever have on earth. So when you learn to use your time properly, time will also reward you in big measures. Now, the other one we are going to look at is the importance of upgrading. Once we have understood our business model, once we are very clear on what we want to achieve from this business, once we have defined the time limits we want to work with, then we need to look at why do we need to upgrade from one level to the next level, and what exactly does that mean for you as a business entrepreneur. The next item we shall look at is the basics of building a business. Now, we are in the people business. That should be very clear to all of us. Now, when you're dealing with people, there are some key skills you must develop within yourself to learn to deal with people, and to learn to position yourself in the marketplace. I love what Shiro has just told us, that at some level in this business of ours, we shall introduce you to what is called attraction marketing. Now, attraction marketing is a current new phase of marketing for those who are marketers by profession. And you want to put yourself in a place where people look for you because there is value that you're going to add in their lives. Now, everybody, including me, I am so tired of being chased down by people trying to get me to buy this product or that product or the other product. I want to be able to listen or look out for people who have solutions to the problems that I have, and they can offer me that solution in the most convenient way. And that is what basically attraction marketing is. But for you to become successful in that space, you need to learn how to then position yourself through prospecting and inviting people to come and check out what it is that you're talking about. And then you also need to learn how to deal with objections. And this is a game changer, because a lot of people give up in this industry, not because the industry is bad or anything, but because they do not know how to separate the business from themselves. So when they invite their friends or their relatives or whoever they want to invite to come and have a look at this business, and the person maybe for some reason is not interested, and they say no, or they start bringing up one issue or the other, people tend to take that very personal, and it's wrong. I mean, people are not saying no to you. People still want, people are good, by the way. Let me tell you guys, people are good, and everybody wants to be loved, and everybody wants to have provisions, and everybody wants to have the resources that make their life easy. But people are coming from very different spaces in life. A lot of people have lost a lot of money. That's a fact. And because of that, sometimes when they say no to what you're telling them to have a look at, they're not saying no to you. They're not saying no to your friendship. They're not saying no to your relationship. They're just saying the business is not my opportunity. And therefore, it's very important for you to just basically be able to separate that and understand that a no or an objection basically means maybe it is not time for them, or it basically means they're just not interested. And it's okay. You cannot have everybody interested in this space. But until you learn to separate yourself from the business, a lot of people give up. They talk to 2-3 people, they get a no, and they decide that this business is very difficult, and that denies them an opportunity to grow. It denies them an opportunity to thrive. So it's very, very important for us to take care of that. The other one, of course, is about follow-up. Now, I am certain most of us who are on this call, we have had, we've been good students of Simon, and Simon has been telling us, if you're a pro, if you want to go pro like Eric Warre, you must be able to update your list on a regular basis. So basically, updating your list means what? There's people you invited in January. You took them through the business proposal, and then the others you invited in February, and you keep updating your list over and over and over. But the question is, the person you invited to look at this opportunity in January, and maybe at that point they were not ready. What have you done about it? Did you just decide, since they didn't join now, you move on and you hit the next person? And that has been the biggest mistake of this industry, and we want to address that and correct that. And the best way we can do that is to equip ourselves with the skill of understanding that follow-up is a very, very important aspect. There could have been somebody who told you in January that they were not ready, but now they are ready. But if you don't follow up, if you don't give them a call again and check out on them and check out what they are doing, you deny them that opportunity. You deny them the grace to know that they can now come in and the business is still there, the opportunity is still there. And then also, of course, when you're thinking about follow-up, I mean, I'm not going into details at this, I'm just outlining the importance of such skills. The thing is, for follow-up to be effective, how often do you check on a person? Are you just checking on them just because now you want to close them up? Maybe you last spoke to them in March. Since March, when they said no, or they said wait, or they said, those things I don't do, you haven't spoken with them. So now you want tomorrow to call them up and you expect to close them. I mean, that may not work very well. So what you need to do is, we shall go into the details, but just to give you a highlight is keep the relationships warm along the way. When people start seeing you succeeding, people start seeing your life changing, I mean, definitely they want to know, I mean, really, can I still do that thing you are telling me about? And that's a great, great skill to have. And then, of course, you will see your business thriving. Of course, the other one that is very, very important is closing. We shall look at the importance of closing, because, I mean, until you close a business, you're not in business. You can talk to 1,000 people, but if you don't close any of them, you're not in business. The only time you get in business is when you have a successful closure. But now the question is, that really for me is so critical. Once you close a person, what happens? You forget about them and you run and you hit the next person and you close them and you forget them. No, we don't want to do that. That is why we have this kind of trainings, because once we close these people, first, remember, these people did not necessarily say yes to the business. They said yes to you because they believe you. They believe in your integrity. They believe in your credibility. They believe that you're the person they want to hang around. So once you close them, that person must become, they must be on top of your mind. You must have a list of all the names of the people who have successfully joined your business. You must keep in touch with them. You must keep the relationship warm. You must find out how are they getting the necessary support? Are they getting the skills they require? Are they getting the expectations met? I mean, you just don't want to look at a back office and say you have 200 people and all of them are dead. I mean, we shall look at that, and we shall look at what are some of the soft skills we need to develop around that area, so that we can make sure we keep everybody warm, we keep everybody excited, we keep everybody happy in this business, and we help everybody realize their dreams and the goals that brought them into this business. Then, of course, the other one, we are going to look at the 60-40 rule of withdrawal. Because first and foremost, until you finish setting the foundations of your business, and as we know right now, we are in a matrix business where every program, for example, has 12 units. X3 has 12 units, X4 has 12 units, Triple X has 12 units, and Gold, which will be coming shortly, has 15 units. Now, until you have successfully purchased all the units, you cannot be eating all the business money. It's like eating, I mean, if you started a business today, let's say you started a hardware shop, you don't eat the profit of the day. You reinvest the profit of the day until you get at least to a point of break even. And in this business, how do you get to a point of break even? By making sure you purchase all the units of each program, and each unit has returned itself. Okay, for example, on the X3 and the X4 program, we know the 12th unit is worth $1,900. That's not 2 shillings. So you will have spent 99. Oh, sorry, I said 19 or 99. $9,900. Now, you will have spent $9,900 to purchase that. The point of break even is when the 9,900 returns. Now, at that point, you will have fit. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh God. At that point, you will have finished the setting the foundation of your business. And once the 9,900 has returned, now you can overrule the 60-40 rule, because then the rest is pure profit. But before we get to that point, we must understand that you need to reinvest some of that money to help you acquire the bigger slots. Because if you're eating everything that is coming into your business and you have not finished the foundation yet, how strong then is that foundation you're setting? Very, very critical issues to address. And then, of course, the issue of business ownership. Guys, any business that you will ever build, for it to become a success, there must be 100% ownership, where you say, even if everybody else quits in this business, so long as I understand what I'm doing, I will own it, I will run with it, because God didn't call the society, the whole community into this business. God called you. God gave you this opportunity. So if you believe in it, you must run with it. You must not be shaken. We shall look at that in detail. And then, of course, we will go through the fundamentals of business. I love being in financial markets. I don't know, maybe I should change my title to something analyst, financial market analyst. I love analyzing financial markets. And therefore, for me, it's very, very important for us to understand what are the fundamentals that affect this industry. I mean, everybody wakes up every morning to look for money. I mean, nowadays, in fact, I tell people, stop saying Kikuyus love money. If you don't love money, why are you here? Anyway, so when you're in the space of financial markets, you must then understand what drives the financial markets, what affects the financial market, who are the people who matter in that industry. You cannot be in an industry where somebody can tweet and cause the market to crash, and you don't know that. So fundamentals of the business is a topic that I know I will love to cover, because I know I mean, it just makes me very happy. So in a nutshell, that's the course outline. Oh my God, I feel like I've already finished my training. All right, guys. So now, if there is any other issue, this is just a guideline of what I intend to be covering. And of course, this will take us a bit of time. But I want to make this training program not a monologue. Let me use my mentor's words. Lisa Nichols always says, her conversations are not monologues, they are dialogues. Fine, I may be the one on the screen telling you this is what we're going to do, but please give feedback, give us feedback, give me feedback, tell me what are the other areas you're struggling with, whether individually or in your business organization, that you feel that we need to address them, because we need to work together. We need to sharpen each other. We need to be able to help each other. So if there's an area outside of this that you feel like, hey, why don't we cover this? I am so open. All the leaders in this organization are so open. And please remember, the leaders is you and I. So let's help each other. Let's cover every single area that has been a pain or a thorn for us, so that we can iron things out. And when the new people come in, we shall be onboarding them in this program, and we will make sure we equip everyone with all the skills needed. So having outlined that course, that has taken me like almost half the time. So now tonight, I'm going to basically take us through the business model, and I hope we will be able to, I will not cover everything. Let me just say that plainly. I don't wish to rush into this program, because if I rush, we can rush and cover the notes, but for me, it's not about covering the notes. It's about helping everybody understand the space we are in. So let's look at the first item, and that is understanding the business model. Now, we are in the space of network marketing. That one should not be lost on anyone, okay? But in the space of network marketing, there are various models of network marketing. And of course, allow me to just basically talk generally about the MLM industry, and then we figure out where do we fit in this space. And there are some characteristics of the MLM businesses as we know them, as they have existed up to this point in time. And one thing we know about MLM businesses is they are 100% centralized. And by that, I mean, there will always be a company that has its founders and owners, and they always come up with a product or a group of products or diverse products. And there is a name for each of these products, and there is a niche for this product. And by the way, let me tell you, the MLM industry has been misunderstood by so many people, because of course there's been a lot of scams. I mean, we cannot overrule that. There's been a lot of scams, and then there's been also a lot of genuine companies that come up with genuine products, but because maybe the model is not right, or maybe because they didn't check the temperature of the market, the businesses tend to fizzle out, and a lot of people have been left feeling high and dry. But on the flip side, this has been one of the most successful industry. And the reason why MLM is the most successful industry, and there is so much information, genuine, clean information you can get about the performance of this industry, is because it basically tries to simplify the supply chain model. So basically, in a traditional business, the supply chain is such that there will be raw materials that come from somewhere, they go into a manufacturing plant, and then tailors, and then they get into the final product. You can put the loaf of bread in that value chain. That's how it is. There must be a farmer growing with somewhere, and then there must be somebody who converts the wheat into bread, and then the bread is taken to a distributor, and all products follow that value chain. And because of that, by the time the product gets to the final consumer, it's very expensive. Why? Because you have to factor in the profit of the farmer, you have to factor in the profit of the manufacturer, factor in the profit of the retailer, and all that costs, unfortunately, is borne by the end user. That is why your loaf of bread is always very expensive. If you look at that bread, you can squash it into something very small. If you just press it, it's a very tiny thing. But imagine how much money you're spending for that. Now, the MLM industry basically attempts to address that problem by cutting all these middlemen in the middle, where once the product is produced by the manufacturer, it goes straight to the end user. And therefore you cut out the distributor, you cut out the retailer. Okay, the retailer not really, because that is where the model of the distributors or salespeople or whatever name they are given, that's where they come in. But you can imagine, I have not talked about the logistics from one level to the other. I'm not talking about the logistics from the farmer to the manufacturer, from the manufacturer to the distributor, and all that whole value chain. So when MLM cuts out a lot of those people, because the manufacturer is able to set the product straight up into the marketplace by using only one one stop in the middle, and that is the distributor or the salesperson or you who is involved in that business. And that is one of the greatest success stories. In a minute, we are going to look at some of the greatest successful companies in this space. But just to highlight the key characteristics, there is always, it's a centralized system. So as you can see, there's somebody who came up with the idea. They said, let's come up with this product, and this is how we want the product distributed to the marketplace. And the other key thing is the maximum income you can earn best if you work with the best of the best, and if you are the best of the best. And I'm going to give you a unique name in a minute of the best of the best. Is you can only make 50% profit. I mean, you cannot make 100% profit. The company is not yours, the product is not yours, so there is no way you will ever make 100% profit. Remember, you are part of the distribution channel, so the maximum you can get is 50. And so that means basically somebody limits your income, okay? Because you have to, once you get into the model, somebody determines how much you take home. In most cases, we know the average income, commissions, earnings here and there, 10% if you're very lucky. And then, of course, there are trust issues. Anytime you're in a centralized business system, trust is a key thing. I mean, the reason why a lot of people have been hurt in this industry because of trust. We will look at that in a minute. And then payment. How, when do you get your payment? You could be the best salesperson in the country. You don't, once you close a sale, you don't take your money on the spot. Why? Because the money goes to the company. The company then will say, oh, she referred 100 people this month. This is the revenue we generated because of those people who came in, because everybody comes, pays a subscription, the money goes to the company. And then they say, because Degwa was very successful and he brought in 100 people, this month we are going to pay him this much. And therefore, he tells you, we pay you on the 5th or the 15th or whatever date they tell you. So you behave more like an employee, because you can't earn the money when you need it. You get the money when the company wants to pay you. Okay. However, like I've said, it is one of the most successful industries on the planet. What does that tell you? People believe in it. People are willing to die for it. And so should you, if that suits you. Then, of course, there's the gifting programs, which I will not overemphasize, but I know a few people here on this call could have participated in the gifting programs, or they are participating in the gifting programs. Actually, gifting programs are MLM board programs. They are called board programs, you know, where you create a gifting program, money moves from this person to the other, like that. So basically, again, this is 100% a decentralized system. I mean, 100% centralized system. Somebody came up with this idea. And then the admins are usually actually human beings. They are scaling issues. We know a lot of competition. And for me, the dream killer is actually their serious trust issues. And then, of course, when do you get your money? When the entire gifting circle finishes, that's when you get your money. And some people, we all know, they have gotten money. Money is supposed to move to the next level. It doesn't get there. So again, if that is your area, just know that's how it works. Now, the other one that most people love, people are crazy about, is the return on investment programs. And they're not going to go anywhere. They've always been there. They will always be there. First, they are 100% centralized. Okay? Basically, this is a profitability metric on an investment where you're told, we invest in this area. This is what we do. So we collect money from people, we pool the resources together, we invest them in this space, and therefore we shall be giving you a percentage return. That return could be quoted per day. If you have that, you should run to the mountain, or per week, or per month, or annually, depending on where you're putting your money. Now, have those things worked? Of course, banks do that all the time. Now, the one key thing you should know about returns on investment program is they do not account for the holding period. And that's a very critical issue, because if you put your money in a return on investment program, let's say they tell you that you'll be earning 10% a month or a year or whatever period. Let's say most of them, they'll most probably do a month or 6 months or something like that, the genuine ones, you cannot remove your funds until that period is over. Because if you remove your funds, then you forgo the return. Now, that is not good. Why? Because there could be a better option. There could be another option for you where you could put in your money and you earn a better return. But your money is locked. So you don't want to lose this 9%. And now there's another 12% here, which you're thinking, oh, I should be in this one. But the money is locked up. So it doesn't account for the holding period, and that limits your income. So before you put your money in a return on investment program, there are some critical things you must carefully consider. First and foremost, who are you putting your money into? Because a lot of these return on investment programs, and people lose money all the time. I mean, they collapse every day. We keep hearing the website has disappeared, but people still want to put their money there. Because one thing with the return on investment, you don't need to lift a finger. You put your money there, your money should work for you, essentially. But the question is, have you done your proper due diligence, which is where most of us have failed? In fact, if you ask me, if you want to put your money in a return on investment program, please put your money in the bank. Put your money in the treasury bonds. At least you know you're dealing with the government and it's going to give you a return. And before the government can collapse, the website of the government will not go anywhere. But before the government can collapse, there are other people there. If you're not familiar with the story of Greece and the bailout by Germany, that should be a key area of interest to you guys. And let's not take some of these things for granted. Don't sit there and say, me, I'm not in the financial space, so I don't understand those things. I would highly recommend that you all go online. I will look for a link and I will share it in the group for people to read on the bailout program of Greece by Germany and why Germany was very keen on bailing out Greece. It's not like they love them, but before a government goes under and goes with your money, because you know a lot of people invest in these government treasury bonds and bills, before investors lose their money, clearly another government may want to take care of that, because that can have major repercussions around the world, because most of these investors are not necessarily people from that country. And that is why you would want to be in a place, if you're doing a return on investment, invest your money in a place where you know you can be rescued. Now, if you put your money in the bank, there is what we call deposit, JJK can help me, the insurance thing for CBK, the insurance depository something, I'm forgetting, that makes sure your money is safe. Even if you don't get the whole thing of what you had invested in that bank, you get at least a certain percentage. So these return on investment programs that keep popping up everywhere on the internet, how do you know who is the person behind it? In case there's a problem, how do you get bailed out? How do you get your money? Those are the things. And please, like I'm saying, don't say I'm not in the financial space. If you're not in the financial space, then don't put your money. If you put your money, you're in this financial space. So you must understand. Anyway, I will get the right word for that depository. Since it was changed, it keeps confusing me. And I know this call is recorded, so I need to give the right information. Now, smart contract. This is our space, people. We are in the space of smart contracts. And for me, I want you to see the first item. Everything else is centralized. We are in 100% decentralized space. And you need to understand this. And everybody who comes into your business needs to understand this. What basically is the meaning of decentralization? We shall look at that when we are analyzing smart contracts. Number two, you get instant payment. Instant, like if you close a business, you get your money on the spot. It's like the shopkeeper who buys bread and they sell the loaf of bread. The money comes to them on the spot. It doesn't need to go through somebody to process it and then they decide to pay you. It's yours, and it comes to a custodial wallet. Those are some of the things we're going to be covering in the basic classes so that you can understand what's the difference between a custodial wallet and an uncustodial wallet. And in a nutshell, a custodial wallet is the wallet where you have 100% control. An uncustodial wallet is anywhere where your money sits in a wallet hosted by somebody else. And I don't want to name names, but we all know here in Kenya, we love to use a particular product. The wallet sits with the company. It's not a custodial wallet. Just know. Number two, you earn 100% profit, especially on our X3 and X4 program. And let me tell you guys, I look at this business and I'm like, this is a game changer. I mean, like, if I work, I'm paid 100% instantly. I don't know where else you do that kind of business. The other one, of course, is 100% trust issue. You know why? In the decentralized environment, we have eliminated all the middlemen. We are not dealing with any human being. We are interacting with artificial intelligence. And by the way, guys, did you know that Dubai appointed a 27-year-old as their Minister for Artificial Intelligence, and his assignment is to study how Emiratis will live in the moon in the next 100 years. That is how artificial intelligence, that's where we have gone. So if you're not understanding artificial intelligence, we're in that space. So we might as well find out what's going on there. So that gives you basically total control. And the other thing is you are paid in cryptos, not fiat currencies. All these other programs, you can be paid in cryptos or you can be paid in fiat currency, depending on what you choose. But in our smart contract, we are paid in cryptos. The beauty of cryptos is they're not controlled by any central bank. So there's nobody printing them at will. I know they do experience what is called market volatility, but if you look at the trajectory of the cryptos that are genuine, because there are many others which are coming and dying off, they are all on an upward trajectory. They are store of value. They appreciate. I don't know. I've just told you your money loses value every time. That's why a loaf of bread one day is 50 bob, the next day is 55, and the size has not increased. There is no fiat currency that I'm aware of that appreciates in value, because every central bank, every time they print new money, the value depreciates. But cryptos, on the other hand, are appreciating. If you draw the line, you will see they are stores of value. Now, that in a nutshell is just to help you paint a picture of the models that exist in the space we are in. So let's briefly, in the next remaining 15 minutes, let's try and look at the MLM as I've outlined. And then in the next program, we shall cover the 3 other programs. Now, I will first of all start you off by painting a picture of some of the most successful MLM companies on the planet today. And market leaders. 1, Avon Products. This company was formed in 1986, and it's in the space of beauty products, jewelry, and fashion garments. Now, if anybody thinks MLMs don't work, look at the figures, people. Their annual sales are averaging at $11.3 billion. $11.3 billion. They have a sales force of 6.5 million associates. Now, I should tell you something. Why would 6.5 million people be waking up every day to sell a product of a company they don't own? It's because they know they can make a lot of money and they know that it pays. The only thing is they're paid the percentage of their efforts. And imagine they still wake up. 6.5 million people. Look at Emways. Emways was formed in 1959. That's when the company was created. It is in the cosmetic products, food and beverage products. The annual sales are averaging at $10.9 billion. They have a sales force of over 3 million people. The third one is Herbalife. It was created in 1980. It is in the cosmetics, personal care product, nutritional supplements. Their annual sales are 4.8 billion. They have over 2.7 sales associates. The question I was asking myself as I was looking at these figures is, how many associates do I want in my business? And how many years do I want to be in this business? I mean, these businesses have gone through, maybe experienced the toughest times. I mean, they've experienced every season, the good, the bad, the ugly, and anything, and they have survived. Why have they survived? Okay? And so if they have survived, Why would you come into a business, into a market like this that has this kind of potential, and even more as we shall see now with the emerging of the decentralized economies? Why would you be giving up in 2 days? If the owners of these companies had given up in the first year, maybe like let's say 1986 was a difficult year for Avon Product. If the owners had given up, what would be happening to the 6.5 million people who are depending on these products to earn a daily living? Start thinking, I mean, think about the business here. 6.5 million people being impacted directly. How many people do you want to impact? Anyway, now, having seen how successful this is, remember I've only picked the 3 most profitable industries, market leaders in the industry. Having seen that, let's look at what are some of the key characteristics of MLMs. These characteristics are present in those companies, yet they have recorded that kind of success. And as we go through these characteristics, you can be able to start looking at, is this what we are in? Is this not what we are in? Some things might line, some may not line. But number one, when you're getting into the MLM industry, you must look at the key things that everybody looks at, and the ones who have succeeded, the things they look at is the company leadership. You must be able to understand who are the people behind this company, what is their experience, how ethical are they people of integrity, are they mentioned in every scam, or are they people that people can identify with and want to do business with? Now, if these 3 qualities or characteristics are present and inherent in every company, if people are paying attention to these things, then why do they get into businesses that collapse? I mean, I'm not like asking those people. I've been one of those people, because most of us don't. We don't even pay attention. So like, for example, if I was just to throw a spanner in the works, and I know this, I may be coming ahead of myself. Are you aware if we are in a company space or not a company space? What do you think? Okay, may I request somebody to manage my back office, some noise? Yes, thank you. So you need to be asking yourself, because sometimes I go to presentation, talk to people, and they're like, who are the owners of that company? And I'm thinking, oh my God, we are in a decentralized space. There is no company. But if you are in a company, those are 3 very integral things to look at. The other one is the timing of industry and the company. By the time somebody is bringing in a new product or starting a new company or starting a new venture, first and foremost, is the timing right? Okay, is the industry they are going into the right one? Number one, is there a demand for that product in the current and in the future? Because if there is no demand for that product, there could be a demand now, but in the future, if the demand is not certain, why would you get into it? My question, just start thinking, the space you're in, is there demand in the current and in the future? How does the future look like? Those are some of the things you start asking yourself. Number 2, what is the profit potential? The reason why most people give up is because they are told, you make this, you do this, you earn this. The question is, what are the profit potentials of that business you're getting involved in? What is the company track record? Now, for me, the beauty is, I'm not even in a company setup, but I'm just giving you highlights of what works and some of the things that people ignore, and that's why they have suffered greatly. Then there has to be a flagship product, which has to be remarkable. Okay? Now, the thing is, for anybody to realize long-term success and earn long-term residual income, you need to have a product where customers keep reordering. People must, basically, the demands and supply must be a continuous thing. People must continuously be in demand of that, and there has to be continuous supply. So, for example, a lot of people go into this industry expecting to hit a jackpot today, and then tomorrow when they realize, oh my God, people don't need this thing anymore, or there's a better competitor, the thing goes, they start getting shaky, and they start talking bad, and they say, it doesn't work. Then it works, guys. It works, and it works so well. Now, that gives you what we call a purple cow. Now, a purple cow basically is an attention getter or a standout product for you to succeed, because there's so much competition, especially because of the internet and the internet way of doing things. You must have a purple cow. For example, Facebook is a purple cow. Nobody else has been able to come up with another product that has outwitted Facebook. And basically, think about cows. Can you imagine? Cows are black and white and brown and light brown, dark brown. Imagine if there was a purple cow in a herd of cows. It stands out. This is attraction marketing, where, oh my God, everybody's like, what is this purple cow? How can a cow be purple? Then they start analyzing the cow. The cow is attracting people. So for a product to succeed, for Avon to succeed, for Emway to succeed, they have had to develop a purple cow, which they have to keep re-engineering so that it keeps getting the attention and it keeps standing out. And that keeps people coming back. Now, of course, there is also the need for multiple great products. And if you look back at those products, those companies I've talked about, none of them is only selling one product. Why is that so? Because if you're only selling one product, tomorrow a better competitor will come. And you know how competition happens in this industry? Your best genius, the creator of the product, is poached by the other company. So they know every nitty-gritty of that product. So when they go to the next company, they will just now improve on your product and make theirs stand out. It becomes the brighter purple. So these guys have to keep on having many products, several products, 2, 3 different lines, so that they can continue generating revenues and they can continue keeping the people coming to them. Now, the other thing is, the other one is, of course, the compensation plan. Now, you cannot be in the multi-level business marketing industry if you're not familiar with the compensation plan, because this is where you earn. What I've talked about is how the companies benefit. This is where the rubber meets the road. How do you earn? What we know in this industry is that it pays both part-time and full-time entrepreneurs, okay? And most of them earn a fair percentage or a reward for promoting the product, not just for recruiting reps. So they will earn a reward for the product and they'll also earn a reward for recruitment. Now, one of the things you need to understand, which could be very practical in the space we are in of smart contract, is that 90% of the people who play in this industry are part-timers, okay? They do this on part-time basis. Now, once you understand that, you need to tell yourself, and that's why you need to pay so much attention to the people you bring to your business. The part-timers have a need to realize a profit fairly quickly. Okay, if they come and you told them this is how the product works and they will make this kind of money within this period of time, if they come and they don't get that, they leave. 90% of your business can walk away. Now, you cannot afford to sit there and watch 90% of your business walk away. So how do you make sure you keep these 90% part-timers? Help them understand the industry from the beginning. Give them clarity. Help them know what they are getting themselves into. And when they come in, you must support them. Because the minute the part-timers earn a decent profit or a profit quickly, everybody else earns in the business, and the business gains momentum and the business picks up. Because whether you like it or not, 90% of the people in your business are going to be part-timers. Now, you also need to ask yourself, if you're in this space of MLM, does it pay on volume or levels? Because there are some business that pay on volume, others pay on levels. I don't want to overemphasize that. We shall look at the smart contract in the next training programs, and we are going to look at how do people earn. Now, obviously, most people want to earn on volumes of the volumes they've made, not just the rebels, not just the people they have recruited, because recruiting can be very tough. You recruit people who do nothing. So if you just recruit them and they do nothing, then your income fizzles out. But when you're paid on volume and levels, that kind of gives you motivation to stay in the business. Then the other one you must ask yourself is, does it have a duplicatable proven system? And in this case, we are looking at, is there upline support? Is there training? Is there mentoring? Because the minute this is incorporated, then you can help the people you bring into the business to duplicate themselves. If you're mentoring the people you bring in, they will mentor the people they bring in, and everybody gets mentored, and everybody gets trained, and everybody gets support, and we are all very happy. Now, when it comes to mentoring, you must have accurate information on accurate knowledge through education. And that's why we have a program like this. Because if you're seated here and you have referred one single soul into this business and you are not sure of the business yourself, you don't have the facts, you don't understand how it works, how will your people know? So the problem will be perpetuated from day one. You bring people who don't know what they are doing, or who don't know how the compensation plan works, right? Who don't have the relevant information. And before you know it, the word out there is so bad and it's killing your business. And we don't want that to happen. Then, of course, there has to be development of basic skills. And this calls for a lot of personal initiative. We can develop programs to train and mentor our people, even as we are being mentored by the people who are better than us. But if you don't personally own it and make sure you develop yourself, if all you do is wake up and go to talk to people, but you don't even know how to set up a wallet, you don't know the basics, then everything else will become irrelevant. So you must take personal responsibility and make sure you are acquiring and upgrading your basic skills. And then once you do that, take action to apply and share the knowledge with others. That's basically now is what we call mentoring. When you acquire knowledge is so good. Knowledge sets you apart. But me, I always like to say this. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is where the real power is. I can be the best professor, but if I cannot translate that knowledge to other people, I will just be buried and the grave will be very rich with a lot of knowledge. Let's borrow from Miles Monroe. Let's rob the grave of knowledge. Let's rob it of resources. By the time we go to the grave, let's make sure we have emptied ourselves into the lives of other people so that they can be better than we are. So basically, that is just to highlight the characteristics of this industry. As you can see, some of the things I've talked about will directly apply in the space we are in of decentralization, but others, we can only learn from them. And let me tell you guys, you cannot become good at what you do unless you learn from others, unless you learn how do other people succeed. We keep saying we have been exposed into the centralized models of business, so we must look at them and ask ourselves, how can a company outlive, how can it survive from, live through from 1959 to date and still be one of the best multi-level companies on the planet? What are some of the things they have done that we can borrow from? Because we are not in this for today and tomorrow. We are in this for the long haul. Now that brings me to the top of the hour, and I will stop at that. I know I've taken a bit of time to just sort of set the tone, but as you can tell, it's going to be a very exciting time for all of us. We shall be looking forward to this training. What I want to urge you is to make sure in the next training, if you have signed up a soul in this business, let them be in this training. Nobody invested in this money to throw out, in this program, to throw away their money. Everybody invested with the hope of realizing a dream. Whether that has happened or not is not the issue. The issue is, how do we get them to succeed from today going forward? So with that, thank you so much, guys, for taking your time. It's exactly 10 in the night, and I wish to stop there. We shall pick up the conversation from there on Tuesday, and I hope that has added a bit of value. So I'm going to return this meeting to Shiro, and I believe this call was being recorded, so it shall be released as soon as possible. So Shiro, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Allow me to hand over the meeting back to you. God bless you guys.
Wow. Thank you very much, Nyambu. I mean, guys, let's throw in some fire emojis. I mean, if you've gotten any value from Nyambura, I mean, personally, for me, I've taken quite a bit of notes, and Nyambura, all I can say is thank you very much. So let's close this call with some fire emojis. Let's appreciate her for a job well done and for the knowledge that she has poured into us. And like she said, we'll have this meeting every Tuesday, 9 p.m. on the dot. So let's have our business partners jump onto the call. Guys, let us sharpen each other, and let's appreciate Nyambura as we say goodnight. Thank you very much. Keep very warm in this very cold Nairobi. And at least, you know what, thank you for being on, thank you so much for being on the call. It's just been one of those very, very amazing calls. So Asanteni sana. Have a lovely, lovely, awesome night. And let's do this all over again next week. Good night, guys.